Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the House Flipper. Just kidding. So we're gonna do the outside wheels, and I think I'm going to do them in a brick. Do that in a brick. So we'll buy many of these sons of batches. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. So the outside in a brick. We'll just do the whole house, I think, on this one. Remodel everything. See if we can't quadruple our funds. Do it right this time. Since the last one was kind of, towards the end anyway, was kind of half-assed due to my vacation. But the good thing is I won't be going, well, I can't say that. So here in October, I have a deer hunting trip that's another week long. Now what's different about the trip that I just got back from is I could have worked on my YouTube stuff while on vacation, but I didn't. And so the difference between the trip that I just got back from and the trip that I'm going to be taking in October is reception and internet. So I stayed at a hotel, obviously, during Disneyland. But when I go hunting, I'm in the wilderness, in a tent, not a trailer. I'm not glamping. For those of you that don't know what glamping is, it's for those people that just can't live without a flushing toilet and a shower every day and all of that other good stuff. But I say, what happens when the zombie apocalypse hits and there is no running water and we run out of clean fresh water? We're going to have to boil all of your water. And what are you going to do then with your running tap water and your showers and everything else? See? People just don't think about stuff like that. I try not to be big into that kind of stuff. I really don't think a zombie apocalypse is going to happen. Unlike the movies, and some people believe it's going to happen, and yada yada yada. I don't. I do believe that maybe not in my time or my life. The government might crash, or we might get taken over by a different government, or you know what I mean, stuff like that. But for the time being, I don't see it happening in my lifetime. But in the future, that might happen. So that might be something that people will look forward to. Or I guess I shouldn't say forward to, that we'll have to deal with in the future, but I don't think it'll happen while I'm alive. I think I have a better chance of having the volcano in Yellowstone erupt before any of that stuff goes on. But anyway, let's get off that subject because we are not going to get all involved with that, because I'm sure the comment section, if our subscriber base is high and you guys actually watch the videos, will then be flooded with comments about how stupid my ideas are, and the zombie apocalypse is going to happen, and Bill Gates is going to eat my face. Just whatever. I think I got them all. Need to buy some more. We need to buy some more. Damn it, Bobby. Okay, so here we go. Oh, gotta hold it. So the front of the house is nearly done. Then we got to work on the sides. So far we haven't had any twofers. There was a twofer. That, oh, that, it wasn't a twofer. It happened so dang quick that it happened. It happened. I put it right here on the inside of the wall. That's how it happened. That's my good hillbilly English coming at me right there. Am I gonna need to? Please tell me I don't need to buy a scaffolding. Please tell me I don't need to buy a scaffolding. How do we jump? It's been so long. Is it spacebar? It's spacebar. Haha! Suck it, game. Don't need no scaffolding. Spend $700 on scaffolding just to use it twice. So yeah, get back into the trip that we just went on, because I didn't really talk about it in the last two videos. But the California trip, we did 3 days in Disneyland, a day in Legoland, and then a day at SeaWorld. It was all great. I totally forgot about the Star Wars portion of Disneyland until I got there. So I wasn't super excited about Disneyland. I mean, I was more excited to have my daughter there, like I said, 500 times before. Have her go check it out and stuff like that, of course, being a parent. But I ended up getting quite a bit of stuff well, I guess I shouldn't say quite a bit. I did spend a lot on my daughter while I was there, but some of the things that I got from Disneyland were Star Wars pins. I will take a picture of them and not insert them in this video, but it'll be in an upcoming video here shortly, and I'll just have it, like labeled Disneyland trip or something like that. I'll probably make 2 or 3 separate videos. We'll do the Disneyland trip. I'll do a video of Disneyland, a video of Legoland, and then a video of SeaWorld. So I'll just kind of break it down like that. So there'll be 3 upcoming videos with all of that content in it. I'm not sure when I'll have it done because I want to try and get all of this on here. Or all of this on here. I want to try and get all of the House Flipper stuff done ASAP. That way I can start the next game and get it going before the new year starts. And I'm hoping that it won't take me 3 more months to accomplish. So yeah, anywho, with that being said, I'll add all of that in there. But Disneyland was fun. I did like it. Didn't realize how huge it was. I mean, I've heard that it was pretty huge. That's what she said. But one of the things that I was kind of anticipating, which actually didn't happen to be very bad, ended up not being very bad, was the lines. I thought for sure we were going to be standing in line for hours and hours and hours and hours, but apparently September is actually a pretty good time of the year to go. Now, I'm sure you guys are probably thinking, yeah, how would you know? This is the first time going to Disneyland, yada yada. Well, we met up with some of my friends who actually lived out here for a while that I used to work with at the hospital. and they recently moved back to California, and they have been several times, like probably over 100 times, I should say. And I think our longest line time was 45 minutes, and it was for the Millennium Falcon ride in the Star Wars new section. And my friend Thomas told me that when that first opened, you had to like RSVP it. You couldn't just go there and stand in line and wait. You had to put your name on a list, and they would give you a time that you needed to be there and all that, and then you got in to go do that. And then he also told me the day that they stopped doing that, when they just recently just opened that whole main attraction to anyone, like the public portion, I guess I should say. That ride that we went on had about a 2-hour wait time, and we only waited 45 minutes. So I think that was pretty good. It was crowded, yes. There was a lot of people there, but not as many, obviously, as there would have been if we would have went later on in the months. And what was cool about it is they were just transitioning over all of their stuff from like their normal summer stuff to Halloween. So we got to see like some of the Disney characters wear costumes and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. So it was kind of neat. So that was my favorite. Food obviously was expensive. All of the Disney merchandise, of course, is expensive. So the Mickey Mouse ears, we bought a set for my daughter, $30 just for the ears, and I'm talking like a headband with some ears hot glued to the top of them. $30. Oh, there's a twofer right there inside the park. So a helpful hint for those of you who are going to Disneyland for the first time, go to Walmart. I know this is gonna sound weird and cheesy and crappy and all that. Go to Walmart and you can buy pretty much the same type of merchandise at the Walmart at their Disney section for like dirt cheap. I mean, you could buy like a headband there for $10 instead of 30. Save a little extra, and then you have $10 to eat food at the park. When you want to drink, get that 10% alcohol. Not in Disneyland, but in California Adventures. I believe that was the other half of the park. We went there as well. And they had a beer there that was 10% alcohol. So it was pretty delish. So that was pretty much it. With that, then Legoland was actually pretty cool as well. They had, of course, their own little Star Wars section. They had like the Las Vegas Strip, let's see, New York City, Mount Rushmore, all of that. And I'm not talking like little dinky Lego statues. I'm talking like huge, like billions of bricks went into some of these builds. It's crazy. So if you haven't been to that, I would highly recommend that too. And I want to say that's kind of down in San Diego. I want to say, don't quote me on that. It's my first time going. So I know we stayed in Anaheim, and we were like maybe, I want to say 5 to 10 blocks away from the Angels Stadium. Angels baseball stadium. So we got to see that, and that was pretty cool. Let's see, where are you? There you go. What else? Legoland. So yeah, they had all of that stuff there. They have kid rides and of course food. Food was cheaper there at Legoland than Disneyland, obviously, because it's not such a huge theme park as Disneyland, and they, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, so food wasn't very expensive. They have more like carnival rides, and their areas are themed just like Disneyland. So they have like, what I mean by themed is like they had Tomorrowland or something like that, Futureland. Disney did, you know, just stuff like that. They themed the areas, and then they kind of sculpt the area around it, like Toontown, like where Roger Rabbit and stuff like that lives. And so I mean, it's neat that they did that. I'll give them credit for that. I thought it was pretty dang neat that they would do like a whole city block and just theme it around one certain theme. One thing that they were building at Disneyland, now that we're going to jump back to that real quick, they had a Stark Enterprise thing, so I'm guessing they're going to add a Marvel section to the park. They already had like a Guardians of the Galaxy ride there. Then while we were there, we did see Spider-Man. Captain America had his shield up for like to take pictures and stuff. You can go there and take pictures, but we didn't see him there to get his picture or an autograph. And when I say we, I mean my daughter. So my daughter met, I want to say, a couple of the princesses, Mickey Mouse, and Spider-Man, and got their autographs in an autograph book that we bought her. So she thought that was pretty neat that we would go through and do that at Disneyland. Okay, so now Legoland. We've talked about Disneyland. We've done, obviously. And let's see, what was the other place? SeaWorld. Oh, so one thing about Legoland 2 and SeaWorld, and I don't know if this is like how they always run it. They're just because this is our first time going, but they open at like 10:30 and they only run until like 5. So not very long. And I was actually kind of shocked by that, because once you get the map for Legoland, you kind of get a sense of how huge it is. But to be completely honest with you, why is that like that? Oh, that's all downstairs. But to be honest with you, once you've gone through it, I mean, if you kind of hustle and kind of hit up like a few kid rides and then kind of eat in the middle of the day, like lunch, you should be set. I mean, you could literally see the whole park. We saw the entire thing, like, and we maybe had like 45 minutes left before the park closed. So we just skipped over, like, going through and checking out the gift shops and stuff like that until the very end. Which was nice because the main gift shop, the largest one, is right there by the entrance. And so we just went in, we did all the kid rides that my daughter wanted to ride on. Didn't really see the shows. I guess they have like Lego shows and stuff like that there, but because we were doing the rides and focusing on the rides more on that aspect, we didn't really stay for like the Lego show and stuff like that, or whatever they have there. But yeah, we saved all that for last, the gift shop, stuff like that, and that actually worked out fairly well, I want to say, because we were in and out of the gift shop and then on our way home, and then of course the California traffic gave us a 2.5 hour drive back to the hotel room, which where in Utah that drive would have been maybe an hour, if that, on our freeway. Now granted, their speed limit there is only like 65 miles an hour, but even at 65 miles an hour, no one there knows how to drive. What I mean by that is literally you could have like 2 accidents, probably like 20 miles apart, and that will back up the whole freaking freeway. Another crazy thing is in Utah, when you have a police car or a emergency vehicle on the freeway and you pull over and then to let them go by, and then you immediately get in behind them, I mean, you can get pulled over. If there's another cop behind that emergency vehicle and you do that, they will pull you over. I mean, no shit's given. Pull you over, give you a big fat ticket. Actually, I don't know how big and fat the ticket is, but I'm sure it's pretty big and fat. I mean, they were like literally right on this cop's bumper. And I want to say in Utah, you have to give them like 300 to 400 feet. I want to say you can't follow them any closer than that. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. I mean, it's been a while since I've actually cracked open my driver's ed book and brushed up on the laws. And then even once you do that, I mean, the laws in Utah, and I guess pretty much anywhere, change so much and so fast, it's probably hard to keep track of what's all going on anyway. So I don't even know how the police do it. That's how crazy it is. But anyway, so that was pretty crazy. Now, SeaWorld is where it's at. Now, what I mean by that is I am more of a wildlife guy, I guess, in a way. I'd rather go, if we were to plan a trip to like a restaurant I've never been, or like the aquarium or the zoo, I would pick the zoo and the aquarium over a restaurant any day of the week. I mean, I don't even care if you made me go to the zoo every day for a year. I would go. I would check it out. So, SeaWorld. With that being said, SeaWorld. Okay, so they have rides there. Now, like I was saying before, it's 10:30 to 5 for SeaWorld as well. So, with that being like that, the time was like crazy. So I guess it was their off season too, or they were getting ready for their off season. Now, the park wasn't really decorated Halloween-ish. I mean, there was some stuff at SeaWorld that was kind of Halloween-ish, but nothing like Legoland and or Disneyland. So they only had one orca show that we didn't know about. They didn't post it up at the front, so we were a little pissed about that, I would say, because we didn't get to see the killer whales and stuff like that. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to talk about SeaWorld really quick and then end it, because we're about like 23 minutes into the video now. So if you want to, just end it, go from there. But I'm just warning you now, for probably the next 5-6 minutes, it's going to be SeaWorld talk. I'm going to try and cut it down, but yeah, I'll shut up for now and get back into it. So SeaWorld, so they have these wristbands that you can buy for like $40, and that allows you to eat and drink at certain locations, restaurants within the park, every hour on the hour. Now, that does not include alcoholic beverages, so it's water and soft drinks for the drinks. They did mention that at the gate when we picked up the wristbands, but I heard alcohol and got kind of excited, but then she told me it was non-alcoholic, so she corrected me before we got into the park, which was nice. The staff were somewhat knowledgeable, the ones that we talked to, about answering questions and stuff like that, that we had. So with that one, we kind of ran through the entire park, kind of like how we did. Actually, we did this one way different. So we went from, what is it? From animal enclosure to animal enclosure, and then road rides last. So I think the first ride that we went on was like this helicopter ride, and it takes you through and see that. So we actually kind of cheated with that, because that's kind of like right as you enter the gates. So we rode that ride first, and then went down and did, like we saw the polar bears, the beluga whale, I want to say that they had, the stingrays, the sharks, the turtles. We saw the dolphins. We missed the dolphin show, but they had trainers there doing, they were training the dolphins, having them do tricks. And so I think a lot of people think that they're actually doing tricks when they have them do all this, but I think what they're actually doing is checking for new wounds on the dolphins, or anything that could be going wrong. I think it's basically just a checkup, but while they're doing it, it makes it look like they're doing tricks. So like they'll have them spin and turn around and splash water at the crowd and stuff. So I think they're just testing like their motor, the motor functioning skills of the dolphins and stuff like that. Granted, some of it may be kind of like a tease on tricks and stuff like that. I don't know. I've never trained a dolphin. I didn't really ask the trainers why they were doing this. I kind of just, let them do their own thing and videotaped it. So that will also be in there in the SeaWorld portion of the trip. But anyway, so yeah, we saw that. We missed the killer whale show, but we took pictures and some slight video of some of the killer whales, or the orcas, that we could see from the fence, and it was kind of cool. It was amazing, I would have to say, being that close to a whale, even though it was in captivity. And I know people are going to be hating on it, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of negative comments from people about the SeaWorld trip. I'm going to remain positive. I'm not going to take down the video. I do believe that animals should be left in the wild, but what a lot of people don't understand and don't comprehend, I want to say, is that, I want to say, not necessarily all, but the majority of the animals that are, let's say, in SeaWorld and stuff like that, were rescue animals. Now, and I'm not 100% sure on this, I just want to say this. I know some of the dolphins that they talked about were rescues, and they had surgeries and stuff like that to, get better. Maybe they couldn't release them into the wild after that point because, they won't be able to sustain. So they, they help extend this animal's life. Yes, it's not the true nature's course. I'll give you that. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I would love to see every animal in the world just be free and out doing what they got to do, and let nature take its course. But the human race is a very caring race, if you haven't noticed. Well, I should say the majority of us anyway are very caring. There are some bad, obviously. We've seen that in the years past. But anyway, I'm going to get off the high horse now. Shut the hell up. I'm going to end this video now. Please leave any comments that you have down below. Give me a thumb up or a thumb down whether you liked or disliked the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And hit that bell, I guess it is. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date. But at this point, for about a year, you should be getting a video every single day. That's how I'm going to try and set it up. I believe I'm at like 70 episodes as of right now, but by the time I'm done with just the regular House Flipper, no DLC, garden DLC, I do have the bunker DLC, but not the gardening DLC. I should be right around 120 videos, I want to say. So almost well, I guess I shouldn't say almost a full year. But around 120 days worth of videos just on this one. And then we will get into Mudrunner. I might do Mudrunner next. I've been kind of looking at that and laying out some formats and some ideas for that. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. We'll get into that later. We'll talk to you guys. Have a good one. And stay frosty, my friends.